A very good morning to all the students. In our today's lecture, we shall be discussing about the very first extract of the novel 4.2 To Serve with Love. As I had already stated that soon we shall be beginning with the syllabus of the section of the genre novel. This is the very first of it, To Serve with Love by Eustace Edward Ricardo Braithwaite. So in this particular novel or extract of the novel, we shall be discussing about some major themes such as racism or racial discrimination, student and teacher relationship, and an individual journey of a person from loser to become a successful person. Now here the losers are not only the ones which are depicted in the novel. It is about how a particular person faces many different problems and he overcomes it. Here in this particular novel, we will learn about various different qualities a person should have to overcome problems. So in this particular lecture, we shall be discussing with the information provided here regarding the author of this particular novel, To Serve with Love. So Eustace Edward Ricardo Braithwaite lived from 1912 to 2016. Known as E.R. Braithwaite was a Guyanese-born British American novelist, writer, teacher and diplomat. Best known for his stories of social conditions and racial discrimination against black people. So we are going to discuss about a time when there was a racial discrimination. People were discriminated on the basis of their origin, especially at a place such as America. The America that we know today was a quite different place a century ago. America had been suffering especially because of the racial discrimination between the white people and the black people, and this particular novel is the best example for it. So E.R. Braithwaite was the author of one of the famous 1959 autobiographical novels, To Serve with Love. So the present extract that we are going to study about is also a part of a very famous novel. He also wrote a kind of homecoming about his tour of Africa, A Choice of Straws, a novel set in London, and Reluctant Neighbors, a memoir and treatise about racism. So understanding the importance of the particular theme of today's novel, that is racial discrimination or racism. Braithwaite's numerous writings primarily deal with the difficulties of being an educated black man, a black social worker, a black teacher, and simply a human being who found himself in a set of inhuman circumstances. So in this particular novel, we shall be discussing about an educated black man, a black social worker, a black teacher, and a simple man who has been discriminated all his life just because of his skin color or his origin as a black person. To Serve with Love is an autobiographical novel. So this particular entire novel is written from the experiences of Braithwaite himself. The narrator is an engineer, but to make both ends meet, he accepts the job of a teacher in a rough London East End school. The school is full of troublemaker students who were rejected from other schools for their behavior. At the beginning, the narrator is ridiculed and bullied by the students, but later his calm demeanor and desire to see them succeed gradually earn him their respect. So talking about the extract, this is the story of a black person or a black man who has all his life been suffering from racism just because of his color, his ethnicity and his origin. He finds himself in a school where all the children or all the students are somewhat similar to him. They are not black, but they are separated from the society, they are dejected by the society for their behavior. So somewhat we can see that both the narrator himself and the students have something in common. Each of them is trying to prove themselves. In the initial part or initial beginning, we can see that the students somehow bully him just because they are white and the teacher is black. But later, because of his calm demeanor, his calmness, his patience, and his desire to see the students become successful in life, it earns their respect, and the students finally accept E.R. Braithwaite as their teacher. So, thus we begin with the chapter. So, let us see which are the main characters and the minor character. Major characters are those characters which play an important role in the novel, while the minor characters are the supporting characters, such as Ricky Braithwaite, that is the narrator, Killian Blanchard, Mrs. Dale Evans, Denham, Pamela Dare, Mr. Florian. Then we have the minor characters such as Bob Belmont, Jacqueline Bender, Clinty, Selma Drew, Hackman, Moira Joseph, Palmer, Euphema Phillips, Jane Purcell, Clarence Seals, Jess Belmont. Then you have Buckley, Josie Dawes, Patrick Furman, Dick Jackson, Monica Page, Barbara Pegg Potter, Scipiano. Then you have Theo Watson. So some of these characters will be the teachers, while some of them are the students. So moving forward, so let us now discuss the summary of the novel. To Serve with Love is a work of fiction based on the life of the author E.R. Braithwaite. The main character E.R. Braithwaite works as an engineer in an oil refinery. He served in the Royal British Air Force in the war. After the war, being a black person, he was unable to find employment. So, somewhere this particular entire novel is an autobiographical novel, and we shall be seeing the experiences, the bitter experiences, while the good experiences E.R. Braithwaite had during his journey from an retired official, we can say army official, to an engineer and then later a teacher. So it was during that time when a black person was unemployed, he was not given justice in the society. The justice also dejected and rejected such kind of people. As a last resort, he applied in a school to become a teacher. Surprisingly, he is accepted at the Greenslade School in London's East End and is set to teach the senior classes of the school. So it was only the last time, or this was the last his trial of finding a job, and he finds a job as a teacher, and to his surprise that he is accepted as a teacher. Yes, you heard it right. At a place where the white people are given more importance than the black people, a particular school named as the Greenslade School in London accepts his offer and gives him the job of a teacher to teach the senior class. While reading the novel, we have to understand that the time period in which the story takes place is very important. Braithwaite finds that even though he considers himself British and has served in the Royal Air Force, that is RAF, the English do not consider him to be one of them. This leads Braithwaite to feel bitter about the English and colonialism as well as about his white students. So there are some major words in this particular novel such as colonialism and the bitter feeling that one has. He used to serve for the Royal Air Force of the British itself, but somewhere the English people, the white people, do not consider the black as equal to them. Colonialism is a very important word. It plays an important role because it gives rise to racial discrimination in the entire novel. He feels that somewhere his white students also treat him in the similar manner as the Britishers used to treat him. Braithwaite's teaching position starts out roughly and is embarrassed time and again. He considers his students disrespectful, ill-mannered and mischievous, while students consider him to be an arrogant outsider unfamiliar with the social environment which they have grown up. So here we can see there is a rift between the students and Braithwaite. He being black is not treated properly, he is not respected by the students. The students are playing different types of tricks on him, they are doing different types of mischiefs with him. Somewhere they do not think that Braithwaite as a teacher is equal to them. They believe that he is an arrogant outsider. He does not know how or what type of environment these people have lived. Thus they do not accept him nor as a teacher nor as a human being. The students harass him from day one, slamming their desk during his lectures, using foul language and bullying him to great extent. Even the girl students do not spare a moment to harass Braithwaite. In a reaction to Braithwaite verbally scolds the girls for acting in an unladylike manner and being untruly in the class. So it is evenly seen that many a times that if in a class there are some students who are misbehaving, at least the girls are spared out of that and the girls do not take part in such an environment. But here in the novel we see that even the girl students do the same with Braithwaite. The students bang their hands on the desk. They talk with them in the very abusive and foul language that one could avoid while using with the teacher. They start bullying him at a great extent. The girls also join them, they harass them, and somewhere Braithwaite loses his control and he verbally scolds them, saying that the girls are behaving not like ladies. They are untruly of being a lady. They are untrue of being a lady. They are not behaving like women. They are behaving like something else, maybe animals. When he understands that his outburst has not gained him any respect and cooperation from the students, he changes his teaching and handling tactics and he decides to interact with them as though they are adults and respectable persons. So first Braithwaite thinks that maybe being a teacher, they will have some respect for him, but unfortunately it does not work out in the similar manner and they start behaving with him rudely. Then he decides to use different tactics. As a teacher, teachers have to use different tactics to know the students. They have to read the students' mind. They have to understand their personality, how a student might think, how he might react. So he decides that he will understand them. He will treat them like adults and respectable persons. He requires every girl he referred to as Miss and that his students call him Sir. At first, the students find this level of deference ridiculous and unnecessary. However, they come around after only a few weeks, completely changing both their hygiene and their attitudes towards one another. This marks the success of Braithwaite in handling the students in a very amicable way. So he decides that he will be calling every of the girl students as Miss, and in return, the students will call him Sir. At first, the students think that what kind of hilarious or what kind of unfamiliar way or what method this particular person is using by calling somebody Miss or some calling the teacher in return as only Sir. How can anybody just win the favor? They first think that no, this is just foolishness. He's just trying to win over us. Nothing else. They are trying to control. But later, the students start changing their behavior towards them. They start giving him respect. Somewhere, Braithwaite starts handling the students in a very modern way or a very innovative way. To increase the class cultural exposure, he takes them on a field trip and excursions to museums and theaters. To everyone's surprise, many of the students have never been. So it happens that he develops a special kind of relationship with the students, and somewhere the students also start believing in him. They somehow start understanding Braithwaite, and Braithwaite in return is understanding the students, what kind of behavior they might have got at their home. So he decides to take them on cultural trips, field trips, excursions from a place to another, to museums, to theaters. To understand and to everybody's surprise, many of them have never been to a museum or a theater or a field trip. A white female teacher, Gillian Blanchard, accompanies the class on these excursions. This marks the beginning of a friendship between Blanchard and Braithwaite. Similarly, Braithwaite's relationship with his students is tested many a times. So during this entire journey, a white teacher follows the students or is with the students on his excursions, field trips, cultural trips, and somewhere there is a small friendship. We can see a small friendship develop between Blanchard and Braithwaite. And if here we also see not only Blanchard and Braithwaite are developing a friendship kind of relation, but the students also are developing a very strong relationship with Braithwaite, their teacher. Although his students frequently disappoint and hurt him, he learns to forgive them. The students constantly surprise him with their maturity, empathy, and knowledge. So not only the students show that they are able to overcome all the problems, they also do some mistakes, and some mistakes, some grave mistakes, which Braithwaite forgives. As a teacher, it's a development for him. There is a change around in his personality, and he starts to understand the students. He forgives them, he gives them chance, and thus, to his surprise, the students develop a lot of maturity. The initial class, which used to disrespect him, suddenly started to respect him. Everybody is showing kindness to him. Everybody wants to know about more things about him. Or from him, they are trying to learn some things. Another facet of the story which greatly affects its narrative lies in the heavy history of colonialism. Its dark consequences, mental and physical trauma that increases Braithwaite's hatred and wrath for British. So, in the entire novel, we come across the most important part, that is colonialism and racial discrimination. The dark consequences, the mental effects, and the physical trauma that affects a person not being accepted by the society that he served for. Suddenly, the society says that you are not one of us, you are someone different. And what type of physical and mental trauma a person may have, what kind of depression that person must be going on. He constantly feels the prejudicial effects of colonialism while living in England after World War II, and these negative experiences frequently shape his thoughts and actions. Braithwaite is surprised and shocked by the conditions in which these students live, and also the physical trauma of the war that can be seen throughout his teaching environment. So, this is not only about colonialism, it is about World War II, the problems of the students, the social conditions of the students, the physical trauma the students have been going on. Everything, one by one, after in a series of events, start coming in front of him. He can see those things that are making the students behave in such an inhuman manner. It is about the war, it is about colonialism that is making the students behave improperly with him, reject him, abuse him, and disrespect him. The present theme of the novel. Now let us discuss about the present theme of the novel. There are three major themes of this particular novel. The first is this teacher and student relationship. In the initial beginning of the novel, we come to see that the students of this particular school are not interested in Braithwaite's teaching. They bully him, they trouble him, they try to break his motto. Next is the prejudice, that is the likes and dislikes. The likes and dislikes he faces among the students, the children, the government he worked. And finally, racism. In racism, he faces the major difference between being British and being a non-British. How he faces the problems of being a non-British person. Although from the initial beginning he has served in the army, that is the Air Force, but somehow they are making him feel that he does not belong to their world. So E.R. Braithwaite gets a job of a teacher in a rather rough and notorious school. Here, rough and notorious means a very ugly school, bad school, a school without rules and regulations, a school where teachers are not treated properly. He, being a black teacher, was not treated properly. Everybody misbehaved with him. He finds that the students belong to a background that is not suitable for learning and their overall development and progress. He comes to know that the students that are taking education in this particular institution have nothing to do with it. They are, well, free birds, we can say, not interested in studies. They do not want to pay any attention to Braithwaite nor the other teachers. The entire class is full of looms. He notices that the students are in no mood to change their attitude and behavior. Braithwaite, with this novel and creative ideas, innovative techniques, and understanding the students' psychology, ultimately wins their hearts in no time. So, this is indeed a novel on student and teacher relation. His various techniques, his creative ideas, his understanding of the student psychology win the hearts of the students, and the students suddenly start to behave properly with him. Though he was bullied, harassed, mentally and physically tortured many a times, he didn't lose his patience and continued implementing his novel ideas and techniques that help him to bring a significant change in the student's life. So this is also a very important part of the novel. He being a teacher, how should a teacher be? Should he be very angry with his students, or he should be cool minded and very patient? So here we come to see that in this particular novel, he expresses or he shows those kinds of qualities. The qualities that are shown by him are that under so much tension, when he was being bullied, harassed mentally and physically by the students and the teachers, he did not lose his patience, nor he misbehaved with any of the students. He tried to win their hearts, he tried to understand them with his own techniques as a teacher. So every teacher has to go through this phase. But the teacher who gets angry or who loses his control will not be always able to win the hearts of his students. The racism prevalent in Great Britain during the mid 1940s, the time period during which To Serve with Love takes place, is one of the primary significance in the novel. This novel actually deals with the exact problem of racism. The problem of Great Britain in mid 40s was the problem of the black people and the white people. The black people who served in the army, no matter it is Air Force, Navy or army, they were not treated equally. Racism is the problem that originates from the race. As the people did not belong to Britain, the British people did not treat them properly. They treated them as if they were still the slaves. Even if they were free to roam and choose the work of their choice, they were treated in the similar manner. The narrator cites repeated incidents in which he experiences the racism of white Britons. He sees the narrator is trying to explain his own experience, how he had or how he was treated in his own country where he served for so many years. He was experiencing it every time and now, including encounters on the bus, a job interview at Green Slate School, when searching for house at a restaurant with his girlfriend and so on. So at many places or many incidences, he got the experience of those things. May it be some encounters at the bus, it may happen, or it might have happened that the conductor might have commented on his color or his race. At an interview, he says, then searching the house, maybe he didn't get a proper house. This just because he belongs to a different race or a different origin, or at a restaurant, and so on. At the outset, Braithwaite is struck by an unexpectedness of such prejudice. He was brought up in British Guiana and viewed himself as a British citizen, not as a black British citizen in a British colony. When he served Great Britain in the Royal Air Force, that gave him respect and esteem in the society. The day he left the job, he finds himself to be an outsider. This is the prejudice of being an outsider. When he was in the army, everybody used to salute him, everybody used to give him respect. But suddenly, when he left the army, he was an outsider, means nobody treated him equally. That means unless you are working for us, you are one of us, but when you leave us, you are an outsider. This is the prejudice that he faced. This is the difference of thoughts that he faced. He thought that himself, he is one of the British citizens, but unfortunately the British could not accept him. So he felt as an outsider. Braithwaite's extensive experience and education was of no use in job interviews, where he is informed that the job has already been filled or he is overqualified for it. So this is one way of showing somebody that you belong to a different race. Just because he was black, or just because this is about racism, he was not offered any job. The best way to show a person or to reject a person is to tell him that the job is already taken or you're just overqualified for it. This heightens Braithwaite's sense of betrayal for the British. Interestingly, he never lashes out physically and on rarely does he do so verbally. He gets angry with the British government, he gets angry with the British for treating him unequally. But never in the novel we come to see this, that he is using force. Yes, at some times he uses harsh words, but not force. He exhibits patient endurance at times, and at others he describes the way the rage inside him is transforming into hatred so strong that he desires to hurt those who treat him unfairly. At many a times we see that he loses his control. He thinks that let's beat those children, let's beat the people, let's beat the government. But somehow he stops himself. The rage, the anger inside him is lurking, is increasing so much that now he's decided to hurt anybody who will treat him unfairly and not equal. As a result of such experiences, Braithwaite finds the students at Greenslade School to be a bit notorious and rough in behavior, but the proper care and treatment, all the students would surely achieve success and desire goals in their lives. So Braithwaite somewhere gets connected with the students of this particular school. He thinks that the students also, being from a different race, being British, are somewhere similar to him. He has worked in the army, they are British. He finds himself alone, they are treated alone. So in the similar manner, he says that if with some proper technique, or if by some proper method he could win the hearts of the students, they will surely achieve success and desired goals in their lives, which it does in the end of the novel. Synopsis of the extract. Synopsis of the extract means here that whatever short extract is provided from the novel, this is the short summary of the given extract. So in this particular extract, Braithwaite recounts the half-yearly report of the Students' Council, in which the students of the school report to the faculty and other students on what they have been studying thus far. So in this particular type of exercise, it is actually about what the students have learned and not what the teachers are trying to teach. So this particular Students' Council decides about the presentation. So the presentation and the entire work is done by the group of students. So here Braithwaite's class speak knowledgeably about their coursework and place a considerable amount of emphasis on how much they have learned about different people, cultures, custom and importance of international and interracial cooperation. So in this entire short extract, there were different types of students who were provided different types of subjects, and they had to give different presentations on it. Let us see the list of those students and what type of subject they were given and what presentations they had made. So the subjects provided for the various students, such as Potter was arithmetic, Sepiano was nature study, Miss Pegg and Jackson took geography, Miss Dare and Fernman took physiology, Miss Dodd took history, Denham PT and games, and Miss Joseph domestic science. So these students had to prepare a presentation on the given subjects, and later they had to present them. So this was the class of Braithwaite. Miss Joseph and Denham, both students of Braithwaite's class, preside over the meeting. That means they begin the meeting. At the outset, Mr. Florian, the headmaster, addresses the meeting with a lengthy but a well-received presentation. One after another, each class gives a brief report to their progress through their chosen representatives on what they have been studying in each subject so far. A panel of teachers is chosen from each class to answer any question regarding the report submitted by the class. In the extract, we can see that by till the end of this particular presentation, nor any children nor any student knew who was going to be in that panel of teachers. So the lowest class begins first, and it is obvious that as the students progress through the ranks, there is a marked development in their ability to express themselves. So the youngest of all the classes starts the entire presentation. So in this particular progress, or in this particular process, we come to know from exactly which standard or what age group development can start. So according to their development, the senior classes will get their chance. Mr. Braithwaite's class, being the oldest, was the last to present their report. So, Miss Joseph begins the highest class's proceedings by clarifying that the common theme underlying all their studies this term is the interdependency of humankind or the mankind. That means how all of us should be equal and how all of us are interdependent on each other. So Potter speaks in the field of mathematics, focusing on how greater understanding in the world is fostered by the use of common weights and measures. So he takes each and every type of weight and he tells the importance of each of them, one being unable without the next one, or one being incomplete without the latter one. Miss Pegg and Jackson speak on geography, and Miss Dare and Furman discuss the subject of physiology, with Furman stealing the show by exhibiting a model of human skeleton and stressing the class conclusion that basically all people were the same. So here, the show stealer is Furman because he uses this particular skeleton as a comic relief. In this particular presentation, he works out with the skeleton as if it is something very comic. Later, he tells the underlying meaning of why he had brought a skeleton for this particular presentation, where he says that on the outer side we may look Greek, we may look French, or even German, or even Chinese, but in the inside we are all the same. So he wanted to tell that even if we are different by color, we are different by languages, or we are different by the country we come, or the origin, or the race, basically in inside we are all the same. Miss Dodd reports on history and Miss Joseph on domestic science. Derham creates a stir by speaking on the required subject of PT and games. So Denham tries to tell that what is the point of the PT games if they are going to be conducted only twice a week. Denham was a trained boxer. So he thinks that if PT is so important, why do not we get PT all the time? So he thinks that PT and games should be given to those only children who really require them, and they should not be given only twice a week but almost every day. Next, Mr. Weston, Mrs. Dale Evans, and Miss Phillips are chosen at random to answer the student questions arising from the senior presentations. When Denham pursues his inquiry on the necessity of requiring all students to take PT, Mr. Weston responds quite ridiculously, trying to bluster his way out of the subject and offering no coherent argument. In this particular process, Mr. Weston is unable to understand or unable to answer the questions by Denham, which Denham says so because he has the support of all the boy students in the school, where they think that PT should be offered almost every day. But Mr. Weston is unable to foster his answer and he loses. Unexpectedly, the quiet and the hesitant Miss Phillips steps in and gives a sturdy defense and practice. And Denham, knowing that he has been outwitted, has no choice but to respectfully cease his heated protest. But Miss Phillips actually makes him lose in his own game. She does it by saying that why PT is given to only those students who really require them, and it is not meant for all of them. So PT, the use of PT or the games of PT have been fitted in the particular timetable so it should reach properly to all the requiring students and not for those who are already good in it. So in this way, Denham loses to Miss Phillips, who is the quietest of all the students in Braithwaite's class. So finally, Braithwaite is immensely satisfied with the progress of the students of his class. So here I end this particular lecture. So in this particular lecture, we have discussed many things, such as we have discussed the theme of the novel, the summary of the novel, and the synopsis of the extract. In the next upcoming lecture, we shall be discussing the brainstorming question and answers of this particular novel extract.